What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Live Fam. Now today, bro, we got animals that were scarier than dinosaurs by BMAs. Shout out BMAs. Make sure you guys go subscribe if you guys want more of that type of content. Now, chat, we've been going crazy on whenever I react to mythical creatures or just anything with animals in general, and I think that this kind of fits the category, bro, because if these animals are scarier than dinosaurs, then what the fuck are they, bro? I need to know. We need to know. So without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn and let's see.
Certainly no stretch to say that.
Like, to me, I feel like nothing's more scarier than dinosaurs, chat. I mean, just think about it. What can possibly be more scarier than a dinosaur other than if there's something in the ocean? That's a completely different subject right there. But I'm talking about land mammals, bro. Like, who is scarier than a dinosaur?
Life would have been much scarier if the dinosaurs had stuck around.
Oh,
but what if I told you the Earth used to be populated by creatures that were even bigger, badder, and more ferocious?
Bro.
From supersized serpents to deep-sea monsters and bizarro critters straight from your nightmares, here are some animals that were even scarier than the dinosaurs.
Okay, yeah, this one right here, I believe this one was on the thumbnail too. This motherfucker, yeah, if I saw this, yes, that's way more scary than a dinosaur. This one, nah. I mean, this is not scary
than the dinosaurs.
We're talking about visually, you know what I'm saying? Visually terrifying.
Dunkleosteus.
Dunkleosteus.
Some of the most terrifying creatures ever to...
He looked kind of like, you know what I'm saying? He looked like he might have been lended a little too much chromosome.
Dunkleosteus. Some of the most terrifying creatures ever to have lived were water dwellers, and Dunkleosteus is certainly no exception. This brutish fish lived during the late Devonian period, which was around 370 to 360 million years ago, and is often referred to
I remember that time
as the Age of Fish. FYI, that's long before the dinosaurs walked the Earth, during a time known as the Mesozoic era, between around 245 and 66 million years ago, which scientists have divided into 3 periods.
Yeah, me and my homies used to be chilling back then, you know what I'm saying? Little sperm cells and shit.
The Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous.
Triassic.
The 26 to 32 feet long Dunkleosteus was streamlined and shark-like, with an armor-plated head and a face only a mother could love. Based on its ferocious...
That's insane. You didn't have to include that last part, bro. A face only a mother can love. Or the grandma, bro. The grandma be swearing their grandson's the handsomest motherfucker in the world.
And a face only a mother could love. Based on its ferocious appearance, you might be surprised to learn that Dunkleosteus actually lacked any proper teeth.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Instead, it had 2 long, bony blades that could snap and crush almost anything. And I do mean anything, because Dunkleosteus was definitely not a fussy eater. It ate fish, sharks, and even its own kind.
Oh, this motherfucker was devious. He's just one of those type of breeds. Yeah, I see where this is going. This is why you're scared, because you don't know what the hell he's gonna want, bro. Including if there is a human just swimming in the water, they're cooked, bro. All he's got to be is a little hungry.
Fussy eater. It ate fish, sharks, and even its own kind. Its fearsome fangs grew continuously and rubbed against each other as they did, acting like self-sharpening shears.
Wow.
To give you an idea of just how powerful its jaws were, scientists have speculated that they could generate up to 8,000 pounds of bite force per square inch.
Nigga, that's insane.
For some perspective, a lion's bite generates approximately 650 pounds per square inch.
So you telling me this motherfucker 8,000 compared to 650,000? And you know, when we think of lions, I mean, that's the king of the jungle, bro. I got it tatted on me. You guys already know, bro. And this is strong as hell to me. I mean, to anybody it is, bro. It can immediately crush a human skull. Imagine how fast this motherfucker will crush your skull, bro. Just imagine.
Dunkleosteus's fatal flaw was that it was so greedy that it often suffered from indigestion.
Wow.
Fossils of this prehistoric beast.
But this motherfucker just want to be fat, bro. He can't even handle all the shit he's eating, bro. He can't handle his plate.
Have often been found alongside regurgitated and semi-digested remains of fish. You may be glad to know Dunkleosteus isn't around anymore, but if you want to make sure Be Amazed never goes extinct too, you know what to do. Just shimmy on over to those like and subscribe buttons and show them some love. And don't...
La 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 la. Jane. Fa la la la. Fa la la la. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
Forget to tickle that little bell icon too.
I'm gonna tickle you.
That way you'll be the first to know when I upload more amazing content. Now buckle up for some more goosebump-inducing beasts.
Okay, I'm buckling up.
Helicoprion.
Hella what?
If you thought getting into the
Hella ugly, that's what he's called. The fuck? What the fuck is this? I said the last one looked like, you know what? It is what it is, bro.
Helicoprion.
It is what it is.
If you thought getting into the water with Dunkleosteus was a terrifying prospect, then just wait till you hear about the Helicoprion.
Nah, this motherfucker look worse.
270 million year old.
Does he got a fucking like saw blade in his mouth, bro?
20 to 25 foot long fish is the star of one of the most vexing fossil mysteries to ever confound paleontologists. It all began with the discovery of strange petrified whorls of elongated teeth.
Right, like what the fuck is that?
Kind of like fossilized fruity roll-ups. Russian
that does not look like Fruit Loops.
Alexander Petrovich Karpinski coined the name Helicoprion in 1899 after determining that the strange fossils were actually part of a shark-like fish. His best guess was that the unusual feeding apparatus was attached to the nose of this long-dead creature like a permanently rolled-up party horn. But the remains continued to puzzle paleontologists for over a century.
Bro, imagine having teeth on your nose. Like what? I'm just trying to move my nose, seeing like, this is so yummy. Like, dude, that shit don't work, bro. Hell no.
Years spent speculating about the true arrangement of the toothy whorl produced a slew of bizarre visions of sharks with whorls of teeth.
Okay, now that I think about it like this, though, because this is not technically like a part of his nose. That's still part of his mouth. His mouth is just curving inward. So this looks a little more realistic, you know, because all he has to do is kind of like, put his lip down, and then like he can eat whatever. But I'm talking about if there was like a separate nose itself, and then teeth on top of the nose, and that's weird.
Hanging off of their snouts, dangling from their lower jaws,
even that.
Dorsal fins, caudal fins, and even embedded deep in their throats. It wasn't until 2013 that a study led by Leif Tepanilla from Idaho State University correctly proposed that the coiled tooth row totally filled the lower jaw in a buzzsaw-like formation.
Wow.
As the fish aged, new teeth continually formed at the back of the lower jaw.
Dude, how does this not like... I mean, I feel like a couple of these tooth fall off or something, and then all of a sudden their intestines are chopped up, like turn into fucking oatmeal. Like, bro, how is it safe?
While there were practically no upper teeth to speak of. So how did the Helicoprion catch and consume its prey? Terrifyingly, paleontologists suggest that as the jaw closed, the toothy whorl rotated the teeth backward.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell. So this motherfucker deadass had a saw on him, bro. Oh my gosh. How does that even work, though? Like, how does the rotation thing even start? I mean, it's just a thing that just happens? He could control it, obviously, like, but how does the mechanics, how does the biomechanics of that work?
Like motion. As if all that wasn't scary enough already.
That's weird.
The largest Helicoprion specimen ever found had a 2-foot wide jaw. Oof, thank God this terrifying buzzsaw killer went extinct some 225 million years ago, because it's a whole pile of nope.
Whole pile of nope. Yeah, imagine getting, man, if you saw this shark in the water, and you going in his mouth, bro, you gonna get chopped to pieces, bro. I mean, I guess he won't have problems with indigestion, right?
Terror birds. The simple fact that scientists nicknamed the first racidae terror birds should tell you.
Yo, this is another species, kind of like the cats that I was telling you guys, that I feel like they just have some terrible underlining to them, bro. Like, just birds be just, I don't know, they be on some bullshit, man.
Everything you need to know about these frightening creatures. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you the full rundown anyway. After a meteor wiped out the fearsome dinos like the T-Rex and the Velociraptor, the terror bird rose up to become the top land predator in South America, a title they defended for the next 60 million years.
So they thought they was the dinosaurs. They're like, well, I'm the big guy now.
These prehistoric feathered beasts grew up to 10 feet tall.
You are the big guy now, my nigga. You can have that title, my bad, bro.
And had T-Rex-like feet and a hooked beak that could sever the spinal cord of a horse with one fatal blow.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, bro. I was laughing at these birds thinking they was just acting all big and bad. They is big and bad. They 10 feet tall. They can snap the spine of a horse, bro. You know how big horses are? Snap in one bite, my nigga? God damn!
Their reign of, well, terror began before what we now know as Central America existed, when South America was still an island. While the likes of the saber-toothed cats and wolves took over the job of top predators elsewhere, most of the mammals in South America were happy herbivores. This provided the terror birds with a smorgasbord of plant-munching animals to feast on without any competition.
So they feed their bodies and get all healthy and strong and stuff by being vegetarians just to get swooped up by these niggas, bro. That's insane. I mean, they feeding themselves to get fed.
These swift
to something else.
Moving creatures were equipped with a pickaxe-like beak, which they used to strike downwards and fatally crack the skulls of smaller animals. Ouch. But that's not all.
You gonna eat his
Their
ass?
bony heads could act as a giant meat tenderizer, and they would likely have used their enormous clawed feet to kick the living daylights out of their prey.
Out of a rhino, my nigga? So you telling me these motherfuckers are kicking around rhinos like they fucking Liu Kang, my nigga? Are we Yeah, leave these birds alone, bro. Leave these birds alone. They need to fly else. They need to fly somewhere else, bro.
In their 60 million year reign, 17 different species in the terror bird family came and went.
Make these niggas extinct, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Until they finally
we can't risk it evolving back into that shit. Hell no.
Disappeared altogether about 2.5 million years ago. Makes you appreciate street pigeons a little more, doesn't it?
Yes!
Platybelodon.
Yes!
Now, how do you take a regular elephant and make it utterly terrifying? You replace its trunk with an enormous, fleshy spork. That's how.
Yeah, I mean, I tried doing that before.
This fantastical creature may look like it was dreamed up by an imaginative 7-year-old, but travel back in time between 8...
Nah, that shark one with the saw, that looked like it was drawn up. So this is not surprising.
8 million and 20 million years ago, and you'll see for yourself that the Platybelodon was once as real as they come.
Bro got butt teeth.
This ancestor of the modern elephant had a strange jutting jaw that actually consisted of a pair of widened tusks.
No!
Which, by the way, are just modified incisors.
What that tongue do though?
What was the purpose of this bizarre tool? After all, animals don't waste energy developing worthless characteristics.
Not all the time.
When the Platybelodon was first described in the 1920s, it was thought that their lower incisors were used to shovel, scoop, dig, and dredge soft vegetation in aquatic.
Nah, the way I would imagine that it would work is, I mean, to help it catch any prey. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what the hell else is big ass teeth for in the front of your mouth? Like, what is the point of that? Just to dig? Oh, hell no.
In aquatic or swampy environments. But in 1992, paleontologist David Lambert proposed that they were also used as scythe-like weapons that could slice through thick vegetation. Instead of roaming shorelines, Platybelodon wandered around Miocene Asia, Africa, and North America, feeding on terrestrial plants, grasping branches with its trunk, and cutting them away with those specialized built-in scythes. Because these fleshy, spork-shaped appendage...
So they would just naturally could do more things than just a regular elephant can in terms of feeding itself, tearing apart trees, branches and stuff, those certain plants. Yeah, like it just could do more. That's pretty much it.
I
mean, it's not really saying anything about him killing other animals, so...
Fossilized as easily as bone. We're actually pretty lucky to know much about these bizarre creatures at all. Thankfully, they did us a big favor by dying, sometimes in mass, next to or in rivers, which are prime spots for easy fossilization. Although they may not have posed a major threat to humans if they were still around today.
That actually makes sense. I never thought about that. Like if animals die kind of in water or nearby, or it just rains a lot or anything, it kind of preserves the fossils. I mean, it makes sense because, like, I mean, water is just life in general, you know? So it kind of preserves the bones. I wonder what the exact function is of it. Water preserves fossils better because it facilitates rapid burial by sediment, mud, sand, silt, which protects and remain. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It protects it from scavengers, oxygen, significantly slowing the decomposition. Yeah, so it slows down the decomposition by, you know, obviously making the mud and the rain and stuff, everything cover it. And kind of saturate it so that, you know, it just gets protected. That's it.
Sometimes in mass, next to, although they may not have posed a major threat to humans if they were still around today, it's safe to say that these animals still have one of the freakiest mugs in history.
Yeah. Like, I'm not telling this elephant what his mouth do.
Andrewsarchus.
Andrewsarchus?
It's hard to imagine anything with the name Andrew somehow being more terrifying than a dinosaur.
That's what I'm saying, like,
but,
what?
This ferocious creature says otherwise.
That nigga look like he in Game of Thrones.
Although no
Game of Thrones.
complete Andrewsarchus skeleton has ever been found, part of a skull from one of these bad boys discovered in Mongolia in 1923 measured nearly 3 feet long. Expedition leader Roy Chapman Andrews decided that the animal must have been a carnivore because of its massive teeth, and named it Andrewsarchus mongoliensis. Mongoliensis, of course.
Does everybody have to be cis Mongoliensis bitches?
To this day, this is the only specimen ever found belonging to this terrifying species, which roamed Asia some 45 to 36 million years ago during the Eocene era. Paleontologists built up an impression of the rest of the animal's body using knowledge from its skull and its relation to another bear-like prehistoric creature called Mesonyx. The result is a 16-foot-long, 6-foot-high vision of pure nightmare fuel.
6 foot of ass?
This heavily built, wolf-like animal walked on 4 short legs and had a long body and tail with hoofed feet.
How the hell these little legs carry his whole fucking body, bro? Strong ass legs, bro. How much he squat?
It had a terrifying snout with large, bone-crushing teeth that could have weighed anywhere between 1,764 pounds to over 2,200 pounds. So, in case you needed any more reason to quiver in fear, this monumental size makes Andrewsarchus the largest known meat-eating land mammal that ever lived.
Are we dead ass? The largest, bro? Holy I mean, he doesn't look that intimidating from the pictures, but I feel like something like this in real life would scare the absolute hell out of you, bro. Like, just imagine this motherfucker just running at you. 1,700 pounds of mass is going straight at you, wanting to eat your butt. Oh hell no!
To quiver in fear, and mammal that to be more closely related. Strangely enough, though, these hoofed beasts were actually thought to be more closely related to hippos and whales, both belonging to a larger order of mammals called artiodactyls. Because Andrewsarchus is only known from a skull and a few other bones, whether it was an active predator or merely an oversized scavenger is up for debate, but I certainly wouldn't want to take my chances.
I feel like it's one of those animals that look like they would be the nastiest predator of all time, but low-key they're just so sweet, bro. It could just be that. I'm hoping it was.
Titanoboa.
Titanoboa?
If you're scared of snakes, now might be a time to grab a quick snack. 60 million years ago, during the Paleocene epoch, in the swampy waters of what is now Colombia, there lurked the biggest snake that has ever lived, the Titanoboa. Clocking in...
Yeah, that's what they call my shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, biggest snake in the world, for real.
At nearly 50 feet long and weighing...
Never mind. I was alive, bro. 50 feet? God damn, my nigga!
Weighing a colossal 2,500 pounds, this supersized serpent was 10 times as heavy as the green anaconda that rules those same stomping grounds today.
Are we dead ass?
Though, Titanoboa never went toe-to-toe with the T-Rex.
Now, this is one thing I do believe, though, chat, because, dude, how big these snakes be getting even now? Imagine how it would have been, like, back then, bro. When shit was just wild. Like, we don't know the shit that went down back then. Like, I really believe there was motherfucking snakes walking around like 300 feet or some bullshit, bro. I mean, if you think about it, just look at the dinosaurs, bro. How crazy that was. So imagine these like big ass snakes. Oh my God, look how fat and girthy he is.
Stomping grounds today. Sadly though, Titanoboa never went toe-to-toe with the T-Rex. Existing just a few million years after the fall of the dinosaurs, Titanoboa reigned over the immense swampy jungle where everything was hotter, wetter, and bigger than it is today. In keeping with this general theme of bigness, Titanoboa was so large that it pretty much defied the laws of physics. You see, every living creature has evolved under the constraints of gravity. The only reason why ludicrously massive creatures like the 100-foot blue whale are able to exist is because gravity doesn't affect giants as much in the sea. Scientists speculate that this is what Titanoboa must have exploited to reach its enormous size. The creature was so outsized that it probably wasn't able to get around on land very well and must have spent a large part of its time in the water.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro. Like, basically, if you're not getting what he's saying, bro, the gravity allows for big creatures to not literally fucking plop to the ground or just defy gravity itself, you know what I'm saying? So they use water to travel around, or this snake most likely used water to travel around if he really was this big, and it's true. Titanoboa. Titanoboa was just swimming around, you know what I'm saying, most times to get places, and there's no way he was just going around land easily, at least, bro. He at least breaking a few bones on the way there. I don't know.
Behaving more like a water-dwelling anaconda, despite looking something like a...
And snakes, snakes always be in the water too, bro.
Modern-day boa constrictor. You know, just imagine taking a dip in the river only to spot the skin of one of these enormous beasts on the bank.
Hell no. I'm too black to get in one of these waters, bro.
If you're wondering what Titanoboa ate, the simple answer is anything it laid its eyes on.
Oh my god.
The giant snake was an ambush predator and relied on its incredible strength to squeeze the life out of its prey.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If you're underwater and this snake goes after you, you're absolutely cooked. There's nothing you can do. Especially if he gets a wrap on you. Yeah. Being this fucking big, bro, 2,500 pounds or whatever it said, it was 2,000 pounds. I know that for sure. 2,000 pounds just crushing your shit, bro. You gonna crush like a motherfucking apple. Not even an apple, like a damn cutie, like an orange, bro.
Titanoboa lay in wait and hunted mostly large reptiles, gobbling down giant turtles and even crocodiles. Why and even when Titanoboa went extinct remains a mystery. But just imagine the havoc they'd wreak on us puny humans if
I don't want to imagine.
Jaekelopterus.
Yeah, that's like another like big scary thing that you think about is like giant snakes, bro. Giant snakes and dinosaurs. Yeah. Just imagine them both roaming our earth at the same time.
Imagine the havoc. Jaekelopterus.
Jaekelopterus.
3 words. Giant sea scorpion. Oh. I bet you never thought you'd hear those together in a sentence about a real life animal.
Bro, scorpions scare me enough, bro. I don't need a giant sea one.
You'll be pleased to know that the now extinct group of Eurypterids, also known as sea scorpions, which belonged to the arthropod order, were mostly small creatures, about the size of a human hand.
Okay.
That is, except for the nightmare-inducing Jaekelopterus, which lived around 460 million years ago during the Silurian period.
I remember that time.
This spiky sea scorpion grew up to 8 feet in length, easily making it the largest arthropod ever known.
8 feet?
For a better idea of what it looked like, just imagine those face huggers from the Alien franchise scaled up to huge proportions with the ability to swim thrown in. Its segmented paddle-shaped body was similar to that of the bizarre horseshoe crab, except...
Low-key, bro, I want to grab him like from his tail and just like smack somebody I don't like with it. It's like, bah! Bah! You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would be a superior weapon right there.
You know, much more giant. Jaekelopterus moved swiftly underwater thanks to its oar-like back legs, which allowed it to swim rapidly after its prey. Beside its multiple specialized limbs, this marine monster was also equipped with huge spring-loaded claws, which it used to snatch up fish as they passed by.
Oh my gosh.
One fossilized
So this motherfucker be walking around oil farming, bro. Talk about some of these. Got your ass. Oh, you got your ass too. God damn, bro.
Claw discovered in
Save some oil for us.
2007 even measured a whopping 18 inches across. There's no denying that if this giant sea scorpion had existed today, it could have used these grasping claws to grab you in a deadly embrace and crush your skull like an almond.
What?
The brain of the Eurypterids.
It would be able to crush our skulls? Oh yeah, he's definitely oil farming now.
Including the terrifying Jaekelopterus, was eventually brought to a sudden end thanks to the Permian extinction around 299 to 252 million years ago, which wiped out more than 96% of all marine life on Earth.
No. 96? God damn, I didn't know it was that bad. I thought it was just these motherfuckers. Boy, I don't want them crushing my skulls and shit. 96 of marine life? Oh, that's actually sad.
Phoberomys patterson. You may have noticed that many animals in the prehistoric era were basically just souped-up, jumbo-sized versions of some of the animals that still exist today. Well, allow me to introduce you to perhaps the most unnerving example of that theme. Phoberomys pattersoni.
Phoberomys pattersoni.
These real-life ratzillas were the biggest rodents to have ever walked the earth.
What?
Clocking in at around 10 feet long, with another
nigga, hell no! What's we talking about, bro? 10 feet of rodents? Are we dead ass? Ain't no spray working, bro. Ain't no cat gonna kill them, bro. The only cat we need is a fucking cheetah or some bullshit. Like, come on, bro. A tiger. We need a whole tiger, not just a regular house cat.
5 feet worth of tail to boot.
Bro got a whole dick coming out his butt, bro. Look at him. Look at him.
5 feet worth of tail to boot. Remains of these repulsive rodents have been recovered from several sites in Argentina, Brazil, and Venezuela over the years. Although their closest living relative is the humble guinea pig, they were more similar in appearance to modern-day capybaras.
That's what I was about to say. It looked like those
bigger and heavier. Examinations of the skeletons of these creepy ratzillas suggest that they probably weighed around 800 kilograms, which is around the same size as an American bison.
Bro, imagine a bison-sized capybara, bro. Or it's a bison-sized rat or something. Like a possum. You know how possums already look huge. Just imagine them like 10 times more bigger than they are, bro. Yo, there's actually this one possum that comes by my camp. I actually haven't seen him, bro. Yo, possum, where you be at, bro? You taking a break or something? Vacation? I don't know. He always like goes by my camera like every night, late night, bro. Just the same route. I don't know why, but he hasn't came in a while, so he probably did.
Phoberomys pattersoni's hind limbs were massive compared to its slender front limbs, which suggested it probably rested on its haunches while feeding, using smaller forelimbs to gather plant material.
Bro need to go in the gym. Weak-ass arms.
Much like the capybara, Phoberomys had a deep-set jaw and sharp front teeth, which were adapted for their gritty, herbivorous diet. Although
I mean, you would think
plant eaters,
how big they are.
These tremendous rodents would have had foot-long incisors, capable of causing
foot-long. Chat, I need you guys to try to imagine that. A foot-long something. Wait, okay. Foot-long teeth. Just crunching your shit. Yeah, you're done.
Some serious damage if you were to cross them. Phoberomys towered over wetlands and nearshore swamps until they mysteriously disappeared some 8 million years ago. So,
8 million?
Next time you squirm at the size of a rat on the street, just remember, it could be much worse.
Yeah, I mean, just go to New York and you'll see a rat probably this size, bro. It'll probably be your roommate, actually.
Hallucigenia.
Hallucigenia?
It's not unusual for paleontologists to have trouble deciphering what an animal looks like, especially when it's been extinct for 400 million years. But the case of Hallucigenia was still much harder than most. In fact, scientists studied this thumb-sized worm for more than 50 years before they were able to determine where its head was. Take one look at this utterly ludicrous creature and you'll see what I mean. Back in 1977, British paleontologist
look like a fucking bacteria.
Simon Conway Morris happened upon a bizarre half-inch long fossil that had been found in the Burgess Shale in the Canadian Rockies 66 years earlier. It had already been classified as an annelid worm, which includes leeches and earthworms, but Conway Morris didn't agree. In his opinion, the wacky organism could actually walk on several pairs of stilt-like spines, while it also had numerous tentacles sticking out of—
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this is something, if I saw it, bro, I don't even know if I want to step on it, because I feel like these shit's gonna catch onto my shoe or some bullshit, bro. Like, I don't know, I just wouldn't even take the risk, you feel me?
Its back.
I just run away.
Hallucigenia because it was so nonsensical, it resembled something you'd hallucinate during a bad trip. But in 1991, researchers Lars Ramskold and Ha Zieguan turned Conway Morris's idea upside down, literally. What he had identified as tentacles were actually the creature's legs. So the model—
honestly, yeah, this makes more sense than them being on the other side. But then what the fuck are these things for? I mean, for senses or something? Maybe it allows them to, you know, feel or hear things coming. I don't know.
Was flipped. The spines, now located on the creature's back, were probably used for defense. It wasn't until 2015 that further analysis conducted by Martin Smith from the University of Cambridge, using an electron microscope and samples from the Burgess Shale, revealed which end was the worm's head, complete with not only a pair of eyes, but a big smile of grinning teeth.
Hell
Although
no.
Scientists don't know exactly
you need to get some braces.
what Hallucigenia ate, the ring of teeth around its mouth were probably used to suck water and food into the gut.
Or other
It may have
things.
been tiny, but there's no denying this floppy hallucination is seriously unnerving.
Yeah, it is. That one's just more weird than it is scary. That's not scarier than dinosaurs for sure.
Arthropleura.
Not even close.
Most people feel uneasy around regular-sized creepy crawlies. Yeah. But millions of years ago, these fearful creatures could grow to insane proportions.
No.
Case in point, Arthropleura, an 8.5-foot-long millipede that roamed the Earth during the late Carboniferous period. Around
Nigga, hell no. Bro, what is this, bro? Dada, stop putting this in my face, bro. Take this off the screen, bro.
359 to 299 million years ago. Although it's
That was
likely
back in my
that
day.
Arthropleura was herbivorous and fed on dead plant matter like modern-day millipedes, there's no denying that it was still pretty darn terrifying.
Yeah, you
Fossil
think?
trackways that have been discovered suggest that these massive millipedes could move at speed, undulating hundreds of huge legs with unnerving rhythm and swerving to
hell
avoid
no.
trees and other obstacles.
Just imagine this fucking crawling straight at you, bro.
Arthropleura were the largest land invertebrates of
I could imagine like a bad sleep paralysis dream where instead of like a big black man, you just have this thing just crawling at you, just crawling all over you, feel the fucking legs and all that shit. Oh my gosh. Let me not even put that in my head, bro. Never
all
mind.
time, which means it's highly unlikely they had any natural predators. Their segmented bodies were so flexible, they could probably rear up to a defensive posture and look you straight in.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If a motherfucker stand up to me like this, bro, I'm running so much faster than Usain Bolt ever can, bro. I'm being so dead ass, bro. My black jeans coming out.
the eyes if they wanted to. These monumental insects went extinct soon after the end of the Carboniferous period, when the moist climate began drying out, dramatically reducing the rainforests that were their natural habitats. But why don't we have such massive bugs nowadays? Well, the
Nigga, it's okay. We don't need them. Nigga said, why? Because I don't want it.
leading theory is that prehistoric insects got so big because they benefited from the surplus oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. During the period when Arthropleura lived, the rise of vast lowland swamp forests led to atmospheric oxygen levels of around 30%.
That makes sense. Nowadays, all the trees and shit, everything's getting cut down, turning industrial. There's a lot more stuff going on in I guess, limited oxygen. Makes more sense. I mean, you think about it back then, chat. There's no factories, no businesses, no nothing. And it's just straight land, straight trees and shit. You know what I'm saying? That produce hella oxygen.
That's almost 50% higher than current levels. So next time someone says
50%?
climate change isn't real, just introduce them to this super freaky, supersized millipede.
Dude, it changed 50%? Holy fuck. So what's the next millions of years gonna be like, bro? We're gonna have no fucking oxygen. We're gonna have to wear fucking glass bowls like Sandy and SpongeBob. The fuck?
Mosasaurus.
Climate change is real, though,
of the
bro.
Jurassic World movies, you may already be familiar with the Mosasaurus thanks to this awesome scene.
Oh yeah, I remember this. God damn. Just having that motherfucker like it was SeaWorld or something, bro. Like he wanna eat all y'all asses in here.
But the thing is, the Mosasaurus isn't technically a dinosaur. These great marine reptiles are actually closely related to snakes and monitor lizards, but that doesn't make them any less terrifying.
Does it?
This gigantic warm-blooded carnivore swam the seas around the globe some 80 to 66 million years ago.
That's literally like the closest representation you can get to a sea dinosaur, if you want to call it that.
Million years ago. Though no complete specimens have ever been found, paleontologists speculate that Mosasaurus probably reached lengths of 45 to 50 feet and weighed around 5.5 tons.
What? Oh hell no, bro. Yeah, this this actually gets up there with scarier than dinosaurs. Because this motherfucker can swim around. He probably could swim fast as shit too, weighing 5 tons.
That's bigger than the average city bus and heavier than 2 adult rhinoceros. Look a little closer and you'll see that the captive Mosasaurus from the Jurassic World movies has 2 extra rows of terrifying teeth inside its enormous mouth. You might think that this is just a classic example of movie makers bending the truth for dramatic effect, but no. Just like modern-day snakes, Mosasaurus had pterygoid or fanged teeth inside their massive maw, which were anchored to bones in the roof of their mouth. These teeth, which were embedded in the fleshy tissue of their gums, made it easier to grip and swallow their prey underwater.
Yeah.
Because of their relation to snakes and monitor lizards like the Komodo dragon, it's even possible that they had huge forked tongues.
Bro, the Komodo dragon, that's the animal I always think about when it comes to like the real life dinosaurs today,
like
bro.
The Komodo dragon.
Like these motherfuckers can grow huge. Can't they grow super huge, chat?
It's even possible that they had huge forked tongues, but we may never know for sure because soft tissues rarely fossilize. It should come as no surprise that Mosasaurus were wildly successful predators. Stomach contents have revealed that these aquatic brutes ate ammonites, bony fish, sea turtles, other prehistoric reptiles like Plesiosaurus, and even seabirds. Their fossils have been found on every continent on Earth, even Antarctica. They even became the dominant marine predators during the Cretaceous period, until the KPG extinction event that ended the
KPG or RPG? My nigga, like what? Who the fuck shot an RPG?
Dinos wiped them out too. Whew.
Damn. I mean, yeah, they needed to go though. I ain't gonna lie. Those motherfuckers need to go. 5.5 tons swimming around the water like nothing. Nah. Them little shark attacks that be happening sometimes that turn into huge mass murders, bro. That's what it would turn into. Motherfucker would swallow like 10 humans at once.
Triassic Kraken. For centuries.
My butt crack cracking. What? What do you say? Triassic Kraken.
Kraken. Right. For centuries, fishermen have told tales of a terrifying sea monster capable of capsizing a ship and gobbling up its crew.
I've heard of the Kraken. Yeah, I've heard of that.
The Kraken. These humongous beasts have made their way into their fair share of Hollywood movies.
That's where I seen it, bro. This is where my fear of this, or just sea animals or sea monsters started. Was from fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, bro. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. The movies are so peak, bro.
Humongous beasts have made their way into their fair share.
But yeah, this made me fear any type of sea monsters and octopuses and shit. Since that bad guy, you know what I'm saying? How at night they have that curse where they turn into the sea animals and shit. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm just still scared of that.
Of Hollywood movies. But did they ever really exist? In 1857, Danish naturalist Jaekelopterus Steenstrup examined a large, washed-up squid beak, measuring about 3 inches across. He concluded that the Kraken was real, and that it was a species of giant squid he named Architeuthis dux, or ruling squid. Since then, about 21 species of giant squid have been described, each from different body parts washed up on the shore. These elusive creatures roam the depths of the ocean, but it's hard to know exactly how big they get, because whole specimens are hardly ever found. Some estimates suggest that the colossal squid, the largest living species known only from beaks found in sperm whale stomachs, might weigh up to 1,500 pounds and reach 33 feet in length.
Yeah, this is the one animal where I feel like, that's why I said I believe in the Kraken. Because as we learn, like the deeper the ocean goes, the more that these sea animals have to adapt to it, which means that their body could fucking expand a certain length, weight, and all that shit. And especially squids, bro. Squids is what we always hear about. Squids, octopuses, we always hear about them getting super huge and just looking weird and stuff. So that's why I cannot say that the Kraken didn't exist, bro. Because I could just imagine that. There's a big, giant ass squid just coming up to the surface, like trying to scare people and stuff. And like, the only thing that makes it weird in my head, like to defy logic, is that how would it come up to the surface, you know? Like if it's adapted to survive all the way in the depths of the ocean, that's the only question I have is, okay, how would it come up? like would it be able to survive? You know what I'm saying? If you're adapting to that much pressure down there, then what happens when the pressure starts releasing a little bit? Like, wouldn't that make their body just fucking self-melt, like self-explode or something?
It may not be a squid of kraken-sized proportions, but did such a beast once lurk in prehistoric waters?
I think so,
Professor
bro.
Mark McMiniman of Mount Holyoke College in South Hadley, Massachusetts, thinks so. According to McMiniman, there could have been whopping 100-foot squids in the early Triassic period that preyed on ichthyosaurs, which were school bus-sized marine reptiles that looked a bit like modern-day dolphins. McMiniman first presented the idea in 2011 at the annual meeting of the Geological Society of America in Minneapolis. He based his hypothesis on the bizarre discovery of 9 fossilized vertebrae from Ichthyosaurus in Nevada, arranged in linear patterns that he argues resembles that pattern of the sucker discs on cephalic tentacles.
That's facts. It looks just like it.
McMiniman referred to the fact that modern-day cephalopods are intelligent creatures, and that octopuses have been known to collect bones,
Bro, octopuses, squid, they are so fucking smart, bro. It is actually scary. I don't like how smart they are. I don't like it.
shells, and rocks for their dens. But other paleontologists aren't so convinced, with some critics pointing to the lack of evidence that cephalopods actually stockpile their prey. Others have even accused McMiniman of simply reading the bones at the Nevada site like prehistoric tea leaves. But in 2013, McMiniman returned to the Nevada site and discovered another fossil. This time, a fragment that he thinks is the tip of a huge beak belonging to a Triassic Kraken. Unfortunately, the unidentified fossil is too fragmentary to prove the size of the cephalopod it may have belonged to. While there's certainly
I feel like stuff like that, like when you're trying to prove that a fucking monster exists, it's gonna be so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to be so specific with it. And usually when things are that fucking huge or things like that happen, you hear stories, it's literally prehistoric. So you have to just hope and pray that you find any fossil that can actually be identified or be verified to be what you're thinking it is, you know? So I feel like it's super hard, but like I said, I'm not putting it past that this thing was real or even anything that resembles it. You know, it might not be exactly how it's depicted, like in movies or, you know, pictures that are drawn out and stuff. But dude, I'm not gonna act like there's no possibility that there's fucking giant octopuses, giant squids that could have existed, bro.
Little evidence of a truly monstrous squid alive today.
The ocean is scary, bro.
McMiniman's theory suggests that there is reason to believe that squid reached stupendous sizes in the distant past. And when we consider that only 5%...
I'm trying to think, bro. Imagine how their legs taste. Woo! Those big ass, you know what I'm saying? You can have that for like a week or something.
...percent of the vast ocean has been explored so far. It's entirely possible that something much bigger and scarier than the giant squid once lurked beyond human reach. If you had to bring one of these prehistoric horrors back from the dead, which one would you choose?
Nigga, none! I'm out this bitch. Yo, let me know what else you guys want to react to. We're not bringing back none of these motherfuckers, boy. They can all stay where they are. Yeah. I mean, okay. Let's actually choose one, though. Just one. Just for the sake of it. Let's see which one. Not Titanoboa. Fuck no. Andrew, no. Platy. I think maybe this one. The elephant with the teeth. Just because I feel like it wouldn't. Terror birds, hell no. This shark, the Helicoprion, whatever fuck. Dunkleosteus. Yeah, nah. It would have to be the elephant because I feel like the elephant has the most chance of not attacking humans, bro. And even if it did, I don't think it would be that catastrophic. I don't know. I'm just putting my trust in the Platybelodon, whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, chat. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.